Well, you know what it's time for. We got Horror Show Jack coming to the stage. He's your stepdad and mine. So is he really your stepdad? No, but my mom likes him a lot more than she likes me. So there you go. Did you ever settle that thing with Sam Kinnison's estate, or what's up, man? What's happening? You need to update the people.
But now I'm being sued by George Carlin's estate.
Now George Carlin's coming forward. Look out, man. Make some noise, Niche Wine Lounge. Horror Show Jack.
What's really funny is like right before you started playing Cats in the Cradle, I said to Angela, I'm like, I wonder what song he's gonna play today, and then all of a sudden Cats in the Cradle starts playing, and I'm just laughing. And I told her, like, the funny thing is about that song is when I started listening to that song, I told my father I love this song, and he goes, if you ever become a father like that, I will beat your ass. And I'm like, what? And then I listen to the lyrics, I'm like, oh, okay. So sort of like, I thought it was a really, no, it's not a happy song at all. So I noticed we're back to the Yule log, because Marsha complained because she didn't like the fact that we were all staring at her ass last week when she was snorkeling. Come on, the girl in the pink bikini, you couldn't see her face. We know it was you, Marsha. How much did National Geographic pay you to go swimming with the fishes? Oh, and Tommy, I just want to let you know, since you parked in my spot, you have 5 flat tires, and by that I mean even your spare is flat, because I'm a dick. So we had our first convention this weekend in where were we? Oh, Atlanta, Georgia, Days of the Dead, and I got to meet for the second time most of them because I've seen them at so many shows. They have the majority of the cast from Friday the 13th Part 5. So I have this poster that I got signed in 2010 by the director Danny, and a year after I got the poster from him, I have it framed with my collection. And I'm at a show, and I'm drinking a beer at the after party, and he's just standing right next to me. And I looked at him like, what do you eat? He goes, oh, I just had a mint. You want one? I'm like, yeah, sure. So he gives me a mint, and I put it in my pocket, because you don't want to put a mint in your mouth while you're drinking a beer. Gross. So I get home, and I'm emptying out my pockets after the show, and I still got that mint. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to eat this mint. So I put a piece of tape on it and I put it on the frame. And I'm kind of glad I did, and I saved it because it's a nice memory, because about a year later he passed away. He had a health condition, we're not sure exactly what. But I told this story 50 times this weekend. And yes, everyone in the cast heard the story. And there's a guy, I can't remember how to pronounce his real name, but he was Reggie the Reckless. The little black kid in the movie who drove the bulldozer right into the guy who was playing Jason. And he came and got fangs from us. Now, I was bitching and moaning about this guy all weekend because he was the only person that didn't want to have signed my poster, because 13 years ago, he was a dick to me. I met him in New Jersey, and in 2010, and he was at the bar, and I walked up to him because I'm a vendor. I don't always have time to go talk to the celebrities. So I walk up and I'm like, hey man, it's nice to meet you. I just wanted to say hello. And he just goes,
take my seat. I see.
Excuse me, I have a table for all this, so no. And the about face walking, I'm like, wow, what a dick. So I'm like, screw him. Then I see him and I'm like, you know what? Maybe he was having a bad day. I go over, I start talking to him. He was looking at my fangs, and he's like, well, comes and gets a pair of fangs, signs my poster for free. I'm like, okay, he made up for being a dick to me. So now, there's this movie. Anyone here see the movie The Terrifier? Woo! Okay, one person, right. So there's this phenomenal movie. Part 2 just came out this past October, and the cast of 1 and 2 was at this convention. So there's this phenomenal scene with this woman that plays the mother to the main character, and all I'm going to say, if you haven't seen it, all I'm going to say is mashed potatoes. That's all I'm going to say. But we got to meet her, and when we do the convention, Angela wears her hair up as an epic mohawk. And one of the things I love about dating her is, like, when we get separated, I can just go up to random people, excuse me, seen a cute little girl, big red mohawk, and like, oh yeah, she's right over there. I'm like, thank you. So easy to find. But we walk up, and Angela's a little competitive. And the mother, the actress looks at me, she goes, wow, that's the second best mohawk I've seen today. And I'm like, oh shit. But she is butthurt about this kid. This kid is literally this tall. Goes to all the conventions we go to. His mohawk is this high. It is 2 feet high. And the thing that blows her mind, and mine, is he has no idea how epic he is. Because he came over to the table and he goes, wait, my mohawk is bigger than yours? I'm like, dude, your mohawk is taller than you. So she said that and I'm like, you know something? I'm gonna have to hear about this for the rest of the weekend. She starts laughing, but I'm like, I have to tell you, because of the mashed potato scene, when you go see these movies, I'm telling you, see these movies. Get past the brutality just for the mashed potato scene. Because I told her, Angela makes a special batch of mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving. The jokes were endless. Because one thing I will tell you about the Terrifier movies, they do something that hasn't been done in horror movies in a very long time. After someone's killed, or the way people are killed, you think, they can't go any further. Nope, they can. So, what did I write here? So did you hear about this guy who evaporated? He'll be missed. I had to write that down because someone recorded this, put this on TikTok, and told that joke to Kane Hodder. And it was a groaner. So we also, Angela and I travel around for the new people. I make customized fangs and teeth and we sell horror teddy bears. So Angela made a huge Art the Clown bear. And we got to see David Howard Thornton sign this, which was phenomenal. I recorded him signing that, but I also had a 3-foot-tall Friday the 13th Jason bear, which Kane Hodder signed. And I posted both videos on my social media, and I'm pretty proud to say the Jason bear is up to 5,000.1 likes. I was pretty happy because I'm just like going around and like whatever, I'm like all of a sudden getting all these extra likes on my social media. I'm like, wow, it's because no one gives a crap about a 45-year-old guy who looks like me. They all want to see the half-naked girls. So do I. So since I make fangs, several years ago before I was doing conventions, I had a waiver that I would have people sign. And I still have it, but now it's digital. And one of the rules is no biting. Now I know every single person who gets a pair of fangs, you're gonna try them out. That's part of the reason why we get them. However, I don't want to be sued, so I put no biting. Why? Because I had a guy in 2005 come to my house, and while I'm making his teeth, he's like, man, I can't wait to get home, bite my girlfriend, have her blood all over me. I'm like, I don't want to make this guy fangs, but I really need the money. So when he's not looking, I'm just like, I made them blunt. They look sharp. But I'm thinking to myself, like, you know what? A bruise is better than bleeding? Maybe I saved a life? So I'm telling someone about this, like, yo, you got to have a waiver to save your ass. I'm like, okay. But now I'm LLC, so I got some liability coverage. Now, I talked about my father about that song, Cats in the Cradle. My father is the complete opposite of me. He was a suit-wearing, short-haired, no tattoos, respectable man, still a respectable man. He was an educator, a teacher, counselor, principal, and when he went to retire, they're like, hey, do you want to be a superintendent? And my dad actually said, F that. I'm like, you really think this? No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be superintendent. He didn't retire because of the kids, the parents. So, but he's not a fan of foul language. That's why I was so surprised that he said that. But one of his favorite TV shows was The Sopranos. Every foul word in Italian and English was used, including see you next Tuesday. And they loved that show. And I also found out, which blew my mind, my parents love The Man Show, if anyone's old enough to remember that from Comedy Central. And then I find out, a year ago, their newest favorite show is Ridiculousness. But they don't just watch the show. My mom did research and I said, do you know what his net worth is? I'm like, he has a net worth? He has a stupid TV show. He has money. I think it's like 50 million or something. I don't know. All I know is, Mom, he's worth more than me. Speaking of millions and billions, Amazon can make you smile, can make you grit your teeth. Amazon is a multi-billion-dollar company. Too bad they don't make enough money to put directionals on their vans. Because I got cut off by one last week. But I also learned something else. Do you know if you drive a van for Amazon, you can park wherever you want? Because he cut me off going to Walgreens. I pull into my parking spot. Where did he park? Right on the sidewalk, going directly in. He wasn't making a delivery. And this guy, I saw the guy. He was just inside shopping. Total douche. Messed up hair, scraggly beard. Feel like I'm describing myself. But wait. About this tall, gut hanging out from underneath his shirt. Hold on, let me suck mine in. And wearing exercise pants, you know he doesn't go to the gym. But I'm looking at him like, don't say anything because he looks like he could kick your ass. So I used to play drums from like the first, from like the age of 10 to about my early 20s. And all drummers have that, like, you always tap. When you're sitting at a counter, you're tapping. So I had my first really positive experience at the Cary Post Office. It doesn't happen often because not all of them, but most of the people that work there, assholes. So I had a song and a beat in my head. It was mostly tribal drumming. And it was this Mongolian band called The Hue, H-U. Love them. So I'm sitting there and I'm tapping away, and the woman behind the counter goes, "Oh, you got a song stuck in your head." And I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like 45 years old. I've always tapped on the counter. No one's ever said anything. Like, it's just a nervous twitch. I used to be a drummer. Just had a song in my head, and I just kept tapping out the beat. Now, I hate Duke Raleigh Hospital. I hope all the patients get out, but all the doctors and nurses in there, I hope it burns down with them all in it. I had an awful experience there, and it's still haunting me. But anyone here ever get a debt collector calling you? I found a way to get them to stop calling. Because one, I'm not in debt. I'm paying what I owe them off. But I'm also fighting it because they're not worth over $5,000, but my insurance covered it. What, here's $2, you pay the rest? So I saw the doctor for 2 minutes, and he did such a great job that 3 days later I was at urgent care. So I get the first bill is like $350. I'm like, oh, okay, I can afford that. Then the next bill, which came a week later, $1,200. Then $3,253, where the 3 came from, I don't know. Then it was all the way up in the beginning of December, $4,656. So I'm paying it off, and I'm also trying to get it lowered. Last week, and I answered this phone call while sitting on the toilet because I knew exactly where this was going. So I'm like, I'm going to give this shit right back to them. He goes, yes, we're calling to collect the debt. I'm like, for what? Duke Raleigh Hospital, you were there October 28th. I'm like, really? What's the brand new total? $1,296. I'm like, really? Because I've already been paying, and this is the total that I've been getting. And I told him about my experience, and I followed up with, do you think that's worth paying for? And then he looks at me. He probably had a look on his face, but he goes, you have a good day, sir. And he hangs up the phone on me. It was nighttime. I haven't called back. Anyone here ever have road rage?
Not at all.
I like how people are cheering for road rage. So I moved down to North Carolina from New Jersey back in the beginning of 2020, before the world shut down. So I'm driving to New Jersey, and I noticed this really awesome car. Looks like a Batmobile. And I think it was the real world Batmobile because the license plate was the Batman symbol. But it had this gray-haired man driving it, so I'm like, oh, Bruce Wayne, it really happened. So I'm paying attention to him, and then all of a sudden I notice this car listing into my lane and almost hits me. And I sped up. And usually when someone almost hits you or does something wrong, you notice they back off. Well, no, this bastard now starts tailgating me. From Maryland, we're going neck and neck all the way to New Jersey. By the time I get to New Jersey, I am so pissed with this guy because he keeps getting ahead of me, cutting me off, and I cut him off. I'm like, now you know what? I just want to know what this bastard looks like. So I'm like, I am completely road raging since I'm a horror fan. Horrible thoughts are going through my head. It's like, I'm going to find this guy, I'm going to get this guy, I'm going to get him, and I'm going to put him in an oven, I'm going to cook him and turn him into a human stew. Then I felt really bad about where my brain thought went because as I drive past him, he was a Hasidic Jew.
Oh, no.
I felt really bad. Only because he was Jewish. I still wanted him dead, but it had nothing to do with his religion. But I also saw his wife, and I mean, she was white. Like, scared white. Like, she had that panic look like... So. You ever say I love you to someone and you don't know their name? No one? Just me? So we work a lot of conventions, and I see a lot of the same people all year long. And I am just horrible with names. I'm that person, they said their name, repeat it in your head, repeat it in your head, repeat it. Shit, what was their name? So I said I love you to a friend of mine, and it was good to see them, and I'm walking away, and I literally, as I'm walking downstairs, I wrote this note in my, on my comedy set. So, yeah, so I said I love you to people I don't know their names, whatever. But I don't have a list, but I have a funny story, and there is an F-bomb in this, but I substitute it with a different F word. It's not a curse word. So, how many fans of the Silence of the Lambs do we have out there? You may have an idea of where this is going. So, back in the day when I was thinner, and we would go to shows, and I would do the Buffalo Bill, and I have this joke with a bunch of friends. If I ever get the washboard abs, I have to do a commercial for my company, going, "Would you fang me? I'd fang me. I'd fang you so hard." So we're in Kentucky, and we're doing a show in Kentucky, and a friend of ours is letting us use the basement apartment of their townhouse. So it's just my friend Matt and my friend Alex. So I'm unpacking everything, and I noticed that the blanket they have looks exactly like the throwover that Buffalo Bill's wearing in the movie. So I drop trow, I am completely naked, I tuck it back, and I come out. "Would you fang me? I'd fang me. I'd fang me so hard." My friend Matt and Alex, they are both laughing uncontrollably. Then I hear a voice downstairs that a person I don't know. And I went, "Goodbye, horse." And I'm like, "Where are my pajamas?" And so I come out and I'm all panicked. And what they forgot to tell me was that other people who were doing the convention we were working, they were also letting them stay there so we could all save money on hotel fees, because we know all that's ridiculous. So that's pretty much it. I mean, we have a break with no shows until March. Now, I know the NBA, their whole theme is March Madness. Screw that. I've got 4 shows back to back. One in New Jersey, one in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, one in Ohio, and then we go all the way down to Florida. Screw that. I define March Madness. My name is Andrew. I'm Harsha Jack. Thank you very much. Make some noise.